Not exactly according to plan to this point, but boy, you and I down there with them before the game, they were fired up.
And they understand how important this game is. Win this one, they can start to think about a turnaround.
The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. And trotting out there, their tall quarterbacks standing at 6'5".
I read something prepping for this game that he said prior to, and I think he really said it a few months ago, where he talked about he wants to have the type of season that at the end, he's buying gifts for all the guys who have helped him along the way. And I know that the team wants to hold him to that and really get into his wallet. But that's what good leadership gives you. You know, at the end of the season, because you've done a great job, QB, he's usually the guy who springs for the good stuff.
The first carry now for Doug Martin. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Yes, indeed. That play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I played with that have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team was saying, hey, yeah, we called him the disruptor. And that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
Yeah, that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
So jumping from his free safety spot.
That tells you how aggressive they are on defense, doesn't it? They get everyone involved. He was a little too fast on that play.
So forget the 3 and out. The penalty makes this 1st and 10. Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. And this is Shepard on the catch. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, he's got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it third down. Jones now on third down. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. And Charles, look at the big fella. What a rumble that was. Not only to scoop it, but then take it the rest of the way for the touchdown.
And now you know they're going to have to hear about it from now on. The defensive backs, he's going to want to run with them, do their drills, the whole deal. He thinks he's the pace setter now.
It doesn't matter what happens in practice this week, he's smiling. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, and suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you somewhere.
There goes Doug Martin. He's at the 50, the 30. The 20. Touchdown, Giants. Doug Martin, 78 yards, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. They blitzed defensively there, but he was able to slip through that first layer, and then he was gone.
I think they won the leverage game, didn't they?
Yes.
Right? They saw the blitz coming. That got to him a little bit, but they leveraged it perfectly. and found not just a crease, a gigantic hole. And off he goes, and he's still going all the way to the end zone.
Aldrich Rosas on for the extra point. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll have Jimmy G calling the shots. Grew up in the northern suburbs of Chicago, went to Eastern Illinois. Jimmy Garoppolo.
And what a performance he is coming off of. I know that this is a different era of football where we're throwing it around a heck of a lot more, but still, over 500 yards passing.
500.
That's phenomenal, incredible. Let's see if he can take last week's game and carry it forward and have another similar performance.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
21.
Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down. And the starting crew now for San Francisco.
And everyone always tells me the fullback is leaving the game, and then I say, hold it a second. What about Kyle Juszczyk? 2-time Pro Bowler, maybe the best all-around fullback in the game for his ability to block, catch, and occasionally run the football inside.
Here we go.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Omaha.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. He finds Corey Davis. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11. The numbers for Davis last week, 13 catches, 108 yards.
And he's trying to prove the adage, it's not just how you start, it's how you finish. And he is finishing awfully strong, takes great care of his body. I expect him to go ahead and put a capper on this season. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. Open man is born. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. Throwing again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. 25 yards for the touchdown. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. That's an early touchdown grab for last week's NFC Offensive Player of the Week. He was so electric, and they talked about it all week long. Have to try to contain it.
And now for him, being able to focus on the task at hand and not just immediately assume that last week it totally carries over, but you got to like the start that he has, showing those great hands that we've seen from him throughout.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. And New York set to take the field. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Eric Armstead, the defensive end, will get credited for the sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
The throw right sideline here is complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down. 49ers have an extra defensive back on the field, a nickel set for third down. Now Jones operating from the gun. It's caught. Shepard. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's fourth down. That makes them now 0 for 2 here in the first quarter on third down conversions.
And now they'll look to their defense because they need them to step up so they don't fall further behind here in the early going.
Fielded just inside the 20. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. To throw is Garoppolo. Looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. A gain of 28 yards there and give him the first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Garoppolo already over 100 yards passing in this first quarter. It's 1st and 10. Garoppolo now. And he will find his receiver Pettis for a 49ers touchdown. Dante Pettis with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Gold to add the extra point. And his kick is no good. It's an early miss. We'll see if that has any ramifications later here as the afternoon wears on. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This is fielded at the goal line. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. New York set to take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Max Crosby in there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Max Crosby picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. And San Francisco gets set to go here. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20.
From the gun, it's Garoppolo. It's caught by Davis. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Here we go, here we go.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Hey, Mike 20.
Here's Garoppolo to throw. Gets this one left side to Pettis. 15 for the Niners there and a first down. Defensively, they're going to have to do something about him in a hurry because that last catch puts him over the 100-yard mark. We haven't even hit the second quarter yet.
And you did say they'd have to do it in a hurry. It has to be right now because as his confidence grows, it'll actually overwhelm the defense. No matter what they do, they feel like they can't stop him.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And some room to maneuver. Past the 20. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Right back to Coleman here on first down. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter. As they come up now, 2nd and goal. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Garoppolo looks to throw. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Jimmy Garoppolo. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. Gold able to tack on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to an even 20. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes.
Here we go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field in this job.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, there's there got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. From the gun, Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quan Alexander in there to bring him down, and that is sack number 17 now on the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. There's Dante Pettis as his guys head back out onto the field. He's the star wide receiver, and he's doing his thing so far here into the second quarter.
And how you get distinguished as a star is each and every week performing to a high level no matter what they throw at you, because you're always wanting to take him out of the game if you're a defensive team. How do you press him, double him, triple him, all those things? But the best players show up each and every week, solid games and some spectacular ones.
And he has showed up time and time again. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, second and a yard. Garoppolo going to hand this one to Coleman. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Go ahead.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a holding penalty, and that'll send him backwards.
You know, they're trying not to do that. I mean, we know that, right? We talk to them all the time. But sometimes the defensive guys just put you in awkward situations, and you get caught grabbing their jerseys.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Delay of game, offense.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run, and just lost track, and it cost him.
Go ahead.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Malcolm Butler dialed the corner blitz and earned the sack. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Pettis hauling this in from Garoppolo. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Well, one thing's for sure. They're going to have to come up with something at halftime, because he is absolutely roasting them right now.
They're going to go through the whole litany of things, changing coverages, what are we going to do to put a man on him? The big thing to me is treat it like a good pitcher treats pitching a game. Change your timing, change your location. So sometimes you're up on him, sometimes you're back. Just change up The looks that he sees and make him just a little bit more hesitant.
Garoppolo now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Now Garoppolo. Got the connection here to Bourne. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator.
And he will find his receiver, Pettis, for a 49ers touchdown. Touchdown pass number 4 of the afternoon from Jimmy Garoppolo. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. We get a look at Sterling Shepard as he and the rest of the offense march out into place. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not? 4 verts. One of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down with nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Max Crosby able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
I'm starting to wonder if this offensive line just simply doesn't like him. I mean, they've given up 6 sacks in this game. He's had nowhere to go, nowhere to run, and obviously nowhere to hide.
And all those sacks in the first half, this is just complete domination. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Niners set up well. They take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. There's Dante Pettis as his guys head back out onto the field. He might be on his way to a record-setting performance. So good here. We're only in the second quarter.
And it's so interesting when we watch these types of days unfold for a receiver because they need a quarterback throwing it accurately, people to block for the quarterback, so many other variables. But, boy, he's getting it done and in a big way. Right now, he wants to rock on every snap.
Yeah, he's counting his yards in the hundreds, not the tens. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. To throw again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Dante Pettis, 36 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. And that touchdown reception is the 5th for him in this game, and that ties the NFL record.
And a record that's held up since 1950. This is another person that's tied it, but think about this. Bob Shaw said it in 1950. Kellen Winslow came along and tied it. And then, of course, Jerry Rice tied it as well. And finally, we're seeing it here one more time. Phenomenal.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And we turn our focus to Doug Martin. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up? And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time, and it leaves him with 3rd and 11 coming up. Throwing Jones. And that will be incomplete. Pretty effective blitz there to stop the draw play right in its tracks.
And actually, when they blitz, draw play is supposed to work very well. You're supposed to have them bypass the runner, and he slips past them. But they put their eyes in the right place, took away all the creases, and slowed him down in a big way.
And call that an even 50 yards on the punt with 7 on the return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? But everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now this one complete to Corey Davis. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Garoppolo. This one caught by Davis. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. This is caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
21. Here we go. 26. Out.
Garoppolo again. And he will find his receiver Pettis for a 49ers touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown pass as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Gold with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Doug Martin now gearing up to go again here on offense. And the ground game's been good, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. Can they use that ground game maybe to work the air attack a little bit more?
I think so, because now you can throw play action off of being able to run the ball effectively. And oftentimes you might want to just swing your back out of the backfield, get the ball in his hands in open space, and just don't get totally away from running it, because some of these runs now, they may pop bigger as the game goes along.
Yeah, they've been good with the run so far. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Tavares Moore. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
Here we go. Wait, you can't block me.
So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. 20! Throw right side taken in by Pettis. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. this is a quick incompletion. This is likely the last play here of this first half. Garoppolo. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Pettis once again the target, but it's going to be second down. The field goal unit on the sideline. They're going to go with 1 second left.
Hey, Mike 20. Mike.
Hey, gun.
Wild Bill.
Go ahead.
Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Read it well, and it's picked. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So I'm waltzing down Main Street, got an umbrella, just a torrential downpour, and I look over, and this guy, stone-faced, wearing a poncho that says, "Don't rain on my parade," and he is just angry. And we got to go. I'll tell you the rest later. Here we go, third quarter. Here comes Jimmy Garoppolo now to lead his offense back out there. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, want to get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the third quarter. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw, it's Garoppolo. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. He will find Davis. That's complete. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stayed nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Randy Gregory in there to bury him for a loss of 11. Throwing on 2nd and long. Garoppolo. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 23 yards the pick. Up there.
First down. First and 10. The 47-yard line.
Here we go.
Garoppolo now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. Still a few inches short of the first down as they come up now on 2nd down. Throwing now is Garoppolo. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. 18 yards, 1st down Niners. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. And on that last play there, he's over 400 yards passing now.
You know what that generally means?
Success.
Yeah, that, and it means you really didn't miss opportunities. Usually very accurate. The ball's getting to the right place. Guys are making yardage after the catch to help you out that way. I mean, the whole team has picked it up. And don't forget, that means the offensive line has had to pass protect pretty well, too.
Everyone dialed in. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Coleman. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. They've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Looking to throw. Garoppolo to the end zone, but it's incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage, after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
They converted once earlier on this opening drive, but now comes a big test. 4th and goal. They'll go for it. It's Garoppolo. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. From 3 yards out as his guys continue to pour it on. I don't even know what to say anymore. I mean, I've lost track of how many times he's been in the end zone. This is just flat unbelievable.
Doesn't matter whether you have an abacus, a calculator, just old-fashioned pencil and paper trying to total it up. The number is staggering. What a performance. This man knows how to find the end zone and make it count.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Good work, boys. Let's go. Let's go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And a 10th carry here for Martin. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. That's into the hands of the tight end, Ellison. And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. There's Dante Pettis as his guys head back out onto the field. A monster game so far, third quarter. He is lighting up the stat sheet.
And so many times when you see these types of games, you hear about the quarterback, or we talk about the quarterback throwing guys open, putting it in the right spot. How about some credit for the receivers,
Absolutely.
though, who find ways to get open, whether they uncover late in a route or they get open early, but they just always find a way. And he's having that type of a game.
Yeah, he's been nearly impossible to cover. Although his reputation as a speedy runner precedes him, it's always fun to watch him work.
It is eye-opening, isn't it? Because when you see him get the ball and just go, in addition to that speed, it helps out his blockers. They don't have to hold blocks for long because he's just going to speed right past them.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Throwing again on second down. Garoppolo looking to complete it to Pettis, and he's got him. 23 yards the pickup there.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career.
Let's go, team.
Garoppolo on first down. That's complete to his receiver, Pettis. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. From 21 yards away, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. And that, boys and girls, is an NFL record 6th touchdown reception. The record has stood since 1950. What a game.
How about that? Because so many things have to go right in order for it to happen. Not just him catching the passes, someone delivering it accurately, offensive line giving him time to throw the ball. A true team record, but he stands above it because he was on the receiving end of so many great plays.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Watch the pass. Sponge.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
On second down, it's Martin. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Operating from the gun, Jones. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Max Crosby. Who else? He's in there for his 4th sack of the afternoon.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Well, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of it. There's Dante Pettis as his guys head back out onto the field. He sort of just keeps chipping away at this defense. Hasn't had a spectacular game, but here in the third quarter that they've known all game long that he's there.
He's the type of guy that frustrates you if you're playing defense, because when you think you've taken away something or you think you've got him in check, he comes up with another catch, the chains move, or he finds a way to get it to the end zone. He's that guy that drives you crazy, and offenses love him.
He's hoping to drive him more crazy here coming up.
Here we go.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. Garoppolo to throw on 3rd and 1. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. He'll get 17 on that one, and the Niners have a first down.
Here we
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back now here in Santa Clara. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair.
Here we go. 180. Record.
They'll run with Coleman on 1st down. And they can't bring him down. And they get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A big hitter there. A 1st down gain of 26 yards. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 36. Coleman now.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And he will find his receiver, Pettis, for a 49ers touchdown. Dante Pettis there to make the grab as his guys continue to pour it on. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Max Crosby, my goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage. The Giants on 3rd down. It has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This will be 3rd and 19. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
I think normally we would talk about this more with basketball players and football players, but let's adopt it in this case. He's a stat sheet stuffer.
Had the interception earlier, now a sack. But he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
So possession goes over here on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now.
Here we go. 180. 1, Omaha. And go Mike 20.
On 1st down, Garoppolo. It's caught by Davis. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Here we go.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Completes it to Davis. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Garoppolo looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against him.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And it's caught. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know they're playing people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. And we turn our focus to Doug Martin. So after that hot start, the numbers here show the decline. What has the defense done adjustment-wise?
Sometimes when you have a running back who's gotten off to a hot start, you got to catch him before he really gets going. So you change what you do across the defensive front. Instead of the linebackers being back a few yards, you bring them up closer.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Max Crosby in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Throwing Jones. He completes it to Tate. And from the 15, they're able to work this up to the 20 for a pickup of a handful. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Jones throwing on 3rd and long.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we drop. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have a punt returner, he's one of those Jimmies and Joes, one of the best athletes. He's unable to make the play that they were seeking, though.
Check 50. 11.
Now the Georgia Southern man, it's Matt Breida. And his first carry, he loses the football. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Garoppolo gives to Breida. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That one a first down pickup of 8. Once again, they run with Breida on first down. Well, he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. That good for 19 on a first down. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now. And that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Garoppolo now, first down throw. This one caught by Davis. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. His throw caught at about the 5. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Dante Pettis finding the end zone yet again as his guys continue to pour it on. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone can stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that is leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. Now a hit and a loose football.
As that ball got away from him and he saw the opposing team recover it.
You felt his pain?
Oh, I felt his pain, and you know what was going through his head. Tuck it away. Take care of the ball. All the things he hears all week in practice, he didn't carry it over into the game.
Quan Alexander in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for it. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. To try again after the sack. Jones. Needs something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. So it's Giants football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on third and long. Jones. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Max Crosby in there yet again. They just cannot block him. He now has 8 sacks, and that is a new single-game record. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Brian Anger now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So it sails out of bounds close to midfield, and they'll say actually right at midfield. The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup and let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said,
and this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And now out come the Giants. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Jones. He finds an opening past the 40. Got a man, Slayton, as he'll get this one up to the 44-yard line. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. On the draw, here's Martin. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. Jones hit, and the ball's held. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. A little careless with the football, and he also had a fumble loss last week, didn't he?
He certainly did, and when I'm watching him play, the one thing that comes to mind is always remember, traffic, turbulence, people around you. 2 hands. Get 2 hands on the ball. Grip it tight. I know it looks cool to have it in one hand. Put it away. Tuck it away because you got it.
And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings
Exactly.
there.
They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head. But
that's
the
about
virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jones now on first down. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. And now the Niners going to signal for their third and final timeout. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.